The Rap Roundtable.
Episode 118 of New York's #1 podcast. Get your ones up. You know what time it is. We the best. The rest of you niggas is washed. It's the Rap Roundtable here. It's your boy Jov, alongside Sincere the Rap Snob.
What up, what up?
Alongside Deanie the Balance. Alongside the homie Mace. The beat you hear in the background is brought to you by Sincere Beats. He makes beats.
Super producer.
You can find the Rap Roundtable on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and of course, Twitter. Lock in with us everywhere. Stop what you're doing right now. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe option. Hit the notification bell. Tap in everywhere. Lock in everywhere. It is the Rap Roundtable. And again,
you niggas won.
We the best. We don't say it.
Hold on. One more time.
One more again. You niggas won.
You know what I'm saying?
It's nasty out there.
We out here kicking backs in. You know what I'm saying?
Some are kicking their own backs in.
Shit.
Sheesh.
But you know what I'm saying? Nevertheless, we do what we do. We try to be the best at what we do. We not here to do nothing else but that.
We're not trying to instigate nothing.
Facts.
Chilling.
Not at all.
Yes,
you know what I'm
sir.
saying? We just hear the podcast at the highest level. You know what I mean? For all the niche pods out there, we try to do it for them.
You know? Facts.
Hey,
Damn.
you know, see?
It is what it is.
Damn.
This guy.
Cold-blooded. Cold-blooded.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen.
It is what it is. We are approaching 20 point. I keep saying 2 like it's 2000. I'm sorry. 20.8K. We need y'all to hit that subscribe option. We're trying to get to 30K as soon as we can. I don't want to wait till December to get to 30. I want to get to 30 by June. Can we do that,
do
y'all?
it, y'all.
It's still about 35.
Summertime.
Right.
So we can celebrate.
It's up to you.
It's still about
really up to
35% of y'all who watch consistently who haven't hit the subscribe option.
Hey,
And with my basic math, based on our view count, if it's 35%, that's a few thousand subscribers right there.
Man. Yes,
When
sir.
we get to 30 by summertime, we might have a cookout, y'all.
Shit.
Word.
Hey.
Come out.
And you know, newsflash.
Listen,
If you don't know, the more you hit the subscribe option, the more likely it is for us to get the rappers that you want to hear from. Huh? You know what I mean? It's transactional here.
Makes
You
sense.
subscribe, we get the interviews.
Makes sense.
You heard the Ransom interview. You heard how he was chopping it up. How many people could get Ransom to talk like that?
That's
Look
a
at
fact.
Good
Huh?
question,
50
y'all.
minutes of Ransom? Go find that 50-minute interview anywhere else. Did Rap Radar even get that long? I don't know. I'll let Macito do the knowledge.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it didn't sound like how we sounded. You know what I mean? No
exactly.
disrespect to 2
It was
T's
different.
and Brian.
It was a
But
build.
what we do and what they do are 2 different energies. And you saw that. So again, if you hit the subscribe option, you will get more opportunities. You can add to our list of illustrious guests. Rome Streets, Ransom, Derringer, so on and so forth.
Indeed.
You know what I mean? Lock in with us. And speaking of guests and hopeful potential guests, Deanie the Balance on this lunch break bumped in to Mr. Trust himself.
Indeed.
38 special. Deanie just randomly drops the photo in the group chat.
Word.
How the fuck did that happen?
Yo, the rap god pod guys have chosen us, bro. Like this is not of my own doing.
We are
You know what I'm
anointed.
saying?
Yeah.
Like word to Big Sean's crystals, like shit's just
Yo,
working.
leave
You know what I'm
Sean
saying?
alone, bro. Leave Sean alone. Like, come on, man.
Yo, there's
It's
just
a
an
touchy
energy in the
subject, guy.
force. Like, it's crazy because I'll tell you the whole funny. The story is funny because I was actually gonna buy lunch, but my lady said, you know what, bring lunch. So she made me a lunch, and I ate the lunch.
Shout out to the ladies.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my booth.
Have
Hey,
some money
girl.
in your pocket, huh?
You feel me?
Went outside to say, you know what? Let me just go outside. It's decent outside. It's
Right.
not too cold.
Weather was
Yo,
good that
finally,
day.
Yo.
the cold broke.
My
It's
dude.
about time. That cold
Threw me off, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You remember that shit George did? It was just felt it in the force with the fucking whale story. It was like that, bro, with the tennis ball and the whale. I'm just sitting in front of the joint, and I see a brother walking by with a lady, and I look. I'm like, holy shit, this is the rap gods, bro. I'm like, we just sat with Ransom and had a conversation,
Trust.
and then the next day,
The next day.
Trust.
I'm trusting, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
What?
So I see the brother. You know me, man. I keep it a buck. I'm not one of these rap niggas that play too nonchalant. I tell you, like, yo, you one of the best niggas out here doing it.
Absolutely.
Like
Keep
the
it
shit
a
you
buck.
doing is
There's a
changing.
fine line between giving flowers and dick riding. You know what I
Very
mean?
fine.
Exactly.
You got to keep it official. So I told him straight up. He gave me the dap and said, I appreciate you. I told him we just interviewed Ran. Tap in. He said, yo, I heard of you niggas. And I'm like,
Ah.
had to put their hand on the chest. You heard of us. You know what I'm saying? Rap Roundtable. I guess we making some headlines.
You know, anytime we say niggas know who we are, they act like we just be delusional. We just say it like, oh, you got this idea that it's all about you. Like, bro, nah, niggas know who the fuck we are.
Bruh, and it felt good because the brother was in motion. He was with a lady. He was in motion.
Yeah, of course.
But he still took a moment to stop, chop it up real quick, take
Let's
the
go.
flick. So shout
what's
out
up.
to you, 38. And we got to make that happen. Rap Roundtable, man. There's a spot on the couch for you, good brother.
That's a
You
fact.
heard?
And real
Oh,
quick,
yeah.
you know, 38 definitely knows who we are because when we did the Rome and Rand
He
listening
was in
many
the
moons ago, he was in the building.
Yeah.
Hey,
Shout out
talk
to
With
Shay.
about it.
that icy trust chain on. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Shit,
Shout out
that.
Shayna Ward. She was there that night as well.
yes.
Parks was
Hawks.
there that night.
Good
That's
vibes.
a legendary night.
It's a legendary
Like,
night.
Yeah,
You know, one of many roundtable legendary nights. And
Yes.
I think
Very
April
true.
11th, like the whole New York underground, overground scenes popping out at Baby's All Right.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of niggas talk about New York.
Mm.
A lot of niggas in New York that talk about New York, but they not at these events.
I mean, the city's popping out for that event.
You know who's gonna pop out at that event? The Rap Roundtable. We'll be there.
Absolutely.
We'll be there because we
Culture.
love our city.
Huh?
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. A lot
We
of
do
great,
that.
A lot of great artists on the stage for that.
You know what I'm
Tap
saying?
in.
Shit look dope.
And it's no delusions of grandeur. The people that we say talk about us, talk to us, talk sideways about us. Everything we ever talked about, it happened. But I'm gonna listen to the audience. The audience say to leave the negativity alone, so I'm gonna listen to them niggas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We chilling.
Y'all gonna see as we continue to evolve and elevate, and more people give flowers and homage,
Yeah.
or use niggas' vocals for their album rollout. Shout out to Hit Boy. You will continue to see that niggas have never lied about anything.
Absolutely not.
You know what I mean?
Just working.
It's all about, culture. That's what we're a part
Yeah.
of.
Yes.
And
The
we'll
cloth.
continue to-
Cloth.
Continue to kick backs in, but quietly.
Yeah, yes. Specifically in the group chat. You know what I mean?
You know?
You know what I mean?
Heinous.
But in the midst of this Kendrick Lamar and Drake battle with a side of J. Cole, you know what I mean, and a few others,
A small side. of
a
J. Cole.
small smidgen, right?
Bro, you couldn't put more J. Cole on the plate, bro?
Ah,
There's no more J. Cole in the back?
J. Cole
ran out.
offered a
They
limited
ran out of J. Cole?
he offered a limited supply. You know what I mean?
Hey.
Yo.
He thought about making a bigger batch, then changed his mind. You know what I mean? So that's all we got.
Yeah.
That's all we got.
But
you know?
Joff, how many were they supposed to serve that
He's supposed to
original
serve
batch though?
52,000 of his people.
Oh my lord.
You know what I mean?
They
But
fucked
only
that up.
about 5,000 of them thought it was good. So, it happens.
I'm
Yeah.
looking at the
happens.
play like that. That's it.
That's it.
That's
That's
it.
it.
I thought I had 7 minutes with this plate. You know? It's tough. Hey.
Jeez.
But I
Listen,
digress.
man.
In the midst of the Aubrey and Kendrick battle, Kendrick's talking point, one of his main talking points, was the fact that he is what the culture is feeling. Then said public decided to run with this culture angle to where Drake fans started to feel attacked by the word culture. They started to feel like, in some cases, it sounded very racial what they felt about the
Yeah.
culture, right? But I feel like along the way, not even just with this battle, but just in rap overall, like people have lost what it means as far as culture, like what it stands for, what it represents. Because rappers have become so commercialized that
Yeah.
is it culture anymore? Is it business?
It's been 50 years.
Right. Or so, you know?
Yeah.
So consider rap snob, you being the rap snob, you being a purveyor of the culture.
Yes.
What do you think the importance is for said culture, and how can we reset that for people to understand that it's not just the word, it's really everything?
Well, I think a few episodes ago, I mentioned how, like, the newer generations might have, it might not be as easy for them to, like, understand what we mean, like, in our age group. You know what I mean? 30 and up, 35 and up, 40 and up, what we mean by culture. Because they weren't around. You know what I mean? To them, culture might just be what they grew up with and grew up listening to, what they're accustomed to. You know what I mean? But with this culture, by the time some of them came to being born, like, hip hop was already super commercialized, was already bastardized in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You had all the bling bling era, you had all of the shiny suit era. It was way beyond that. You know what I mean? You had the snap era. You had it was a lot of bullshit along the way. You know what I mean? And all we're saying is, beyond all of that, there are roots to this, right? And this goes for anything. we should always look towards the roots to guide us to make sure that we keep this thing aligned, right? Because it's so much easier for our people, Black and brown people, to just like do away with our cultural roots in the pursuit of the American dream. You know what I mean? But that American dream a lot of times will, take us down the wrong path. I understand everybody wants to get their bag. I understand everybody wants upward mobility, have a better life for themselves. The house, two and a third kids, the dog, the white picket fence, all of that. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you cannot give up on the culture just to get the bag, because the moment you do that, then we lose our roots. We lose our recipes. You know what I mean? All the time in the group chat on Twitter, you know what I mean? We keep sharing so many people that we're losing, people in the hip hop culture, OGs to the hip hop culture. We just lost Roberta Flack, RIP. We lost Jerry Butler. We lost Gwen McCrae. Like, these are predecessors to our culture. These are people that their songs were remade through hip hop. Their songs were sampled through hip hop. That's culture. That's lineage. You know what I mean? And the moment we lose that lineage, the moment we lose those roots and those recipes, it's gonna be fucked up for us. You know what I mean? That's the same way that America tried. Them folks over there. Sorry, Walt. Try to take credit for jazz back in the day, the same way they tried to take credit for rock and roll. Fucking Elvis Presley is the king. You know what I mean? The same. Look, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna piss a lot of people out there. Same way they try to do with Eminem. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? We can't lose that lineage. We can't lose those roots. Culture is everything. Culture is what we need to stay grounded in, because we'll lose our way if we don't do that.
Indeed. Say the rap snob taking the floor and setting the tone for what will be a very interesting conversation. Deanie, your thoughts on what Sin said, and what is your point of view of what culture means?
I think Sin surmised it really well, but it's pretty much, it's plus and gains. It's negatives and positives. Like, you can lose yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when you brought up the financial realm, like, within the loss of that culture, how many people lost culture for that one person to get all that money? You get what I'm saying? There's traditions, there's values, there's lineage that goes with culture. There's a set standard of doing things a certain way because those things worked. When we constantly deviate from the way that things work, you constantly deviate from culture. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's more than just a word that we say. Like, everything, even sometimes I see like young kids and they wear Jordans, They've never seen the man play a day in their life.
Nice.
They might have not even seen highlights, but they know the heads of the heads truly fuck with the culture of Air Jordans. You know what I'm saying? It's a sneaker culture. And I feel like we have to do that with more. There's still an etiquette that must be followed, or else you kind of lose the very thing. Like you mentioned, recipes. Yeah. You change a few things around. It's not really the same ingredients anymore. It's not really the same meal. Yeah. You take cheese out of mac and cheese and you just got noodles. You feel me? So it's really important, bro, because I see a lot of people losing sight of that. And don't get me wrong, man. There's a lot of financial incentive. There's a lot of gain. Like take Drake. Like deviated from the culture in a lot of aspects. Yep. But has benefited tremendously in that deviation. I just don't want people to look at Drake and say, yo, deviate from the culture is what gets you there. But we're looking at Drake is the one few people who got there. Well, most people are going to just lose the culture and lose the whole.
That's right, hitting the nail right on the head, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
So that's my biggest problem with Drake.
We're losing it. I just don't want to don't get me wrong. I like elevation. I like growth, and seeing things kind of like elevate, seeing things build, but you don't want to lose the core values of shit in order to do that. I just even in music, like there was core elements in jazz, core elements in hip hop that made it hip hop, that made it rap music. Yes, there's music today that deviate from those things. They're still hip hop, but they're just not that type of hip hop that we grew up on. It's a different type of hip hop. You got rap music, you got trap music, you got fucking emo music. You know, the shit that the kids, you know, like whatever. But it's just, I just don't want them to lose the dollars chasing the cents, if that makes any sense. What I'm trying to say, you know?
Besito.
I'm conflicted here. I'm conflicted on this conversation. I'm not gonna lie here, fellas. If I go off the rails a little bit too much, y'all find your boy. Now, I probably would be, you know, to generalize, I probably would be one of those people that fall on the side of, you know, here we go, culture talk again. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am. Not surprisingly, the Drake fan, right?
Apropos.
Come on, we have to be real here. You know what I mean?
Big surprise.
If I'm not nothing, I'm observant. You know what I mean?
Where's that?
I notice patterns.
I
don't want peace.
You know, but
I want problems.
like, that's the thing, right? So, listen, I came up like everybody else. I do this for the culture. Show you what a nigga look like when a nigga in a roaster. Like, we know what the culture, we know culture. You know what I mean? It's almost this unspeakable, you know what I mean, intangible thing that if you're in it, you know what it is. You know what I mean? It's indescribable, but you just know. You know what I'm saying? Did anybody here have to get taught the culture? You live it and you breathe it, and you can't even really kind of say what it is. You know what I mean? You just know it. It's a part of you. You know what I mean? So, but with that, with this intangible part, with this unspeakable part, a lot of people use it to define things that it may not really be intended to define, right?
Break that down.
So it's like 5, 10, 15 years ago, I felt like if you were saying culture, everybody knew what you were talking about. I do this for the culture. I'm part of the culture. You know what I mean? Respect the culture. Everybody knew what it's talking about. But in 2025, right? Or when I say that 20 years ago, it was rap 20, 25 years ago. It was a very easily defined, right? The kids of the Panthers all the way up to these, you know, millennials, right? But when we get to, you know, 50 years of it, right? And we get to Gen Alpha, you know what I'm saying? People who, you know, never, you know, really knew what this thing was. People who come in and think NBA Youngboy and Lil Durk is rap, you know what I'm saying? Like it kind of, it's the same thing that I saw coming up myself when my OGs told me that rap and hip hop had to be separated, right? So it's like, yes, the culture is important. The culture is what defines us. The culture is, you know, what we walking around with every day. But it seems like in 2025, it's gotten so bastardized, right? Rap is in the culture has gotten intertwined with pop culture. You know what I'm saying? And now you see, you know, people, Hollywood, you know what I mean? The same way people would act, you know, for their favorite actor or their favorite, you know what I mean? Their favorite reality star. We're now seeing that behavior within the culture. You know what I mean? Because even if you liked Jay-Z or Nas back in the day, as if you were part of the culture, you know, it's not too much dick riding. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like people who envelop themselves on any part of the culture feel that way nowadays. So it's like, I feel like we've gotten so far away from the core tenets of hip hop, as you guys were speaking about, that it's like the culture has gotten kind of shaky as well. You know what I'm saying? And it's almost like we need a second cloth away from this surface cloth to really define the culture in a completely different way. Like there's almost like we can't just blanketly say the culture anymore.
A subculture.
So, diet cloth?
I'm saying the surface cloth is the diet cloth.
Subcloth. Subterranean cloth. What do you mean by that?
That's why we gotta have this conversation.
Timu cloth?
Yeah, Timu cloth.
Because like,
so I feel like the surface cloth is the Timu cloth nowadays, and the Timu cloth that people
don't do it. What?
What is surface cloth?
The surface cloth is the
Please break this
surface, the people who go around saying the culture and they not really part of the culture. I know you see that now. I know you see that as a general definition when somebody can't define something that they want to. That's the culture nowadays. It seems like when you said that, it had more dignity at one point.
You talking
it had
to Kendrick,
more.
Mace? This feels aggressive. You know?
Nah, listen, man.
Am I the only one who feels this?
This feels targeted.
This is no, because I feel like Kendrick is as authentically culture as it gets nowadays. And I feel like he has to do the type of shit he does nowadays because, you know what I'm saying? Because the shit is so fucked up nowadays.
Right.
This isn't even a Kendrick shot. I feel like Kendrick is on my side. He's saying that, you know, he's basically saying the same thing I'm saying, that these motherfuckers are faking it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. It just seems like a lot of people nowadays, they use culture and they use, you know, cloth, I guess you could say, as a way to define their bullshit. And we almost have to redefine culture and redefine cloth because it's gotten commercialized to me. And I feel like that's the pushback. You know what I mean? Obviously, there's people who don't understand it and get upset when people say it because they aren't a part of it. But I do at the same time feel like a lot of people are faking it and using the culture as their shield. You know what I'm saying? And it's almost taking away the effectiveness of the real culture.
You know?
Sorry. Do you liken it to like what's happened to the word woke?
Yes, absolutely.
That's a good
1,000%.
Interesting.
That's a good one.
Very interesting. All right, you know, I see what Mace is saying, but I can't help but feel like this is coming from a perspective of a Drake fan who you know, is in Club Paradise, hearing what's being said, and
it's a nice club.
Agrees with some of the shit that's being said. You know,
It's a nice club.
It's a nice club, bro. Club full of losers, but you know, racist and losers. But I digress.
You know, racist losers, me and low key.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, low-key do be in there, right? He like a featured guest in Club Paradise.
Man, that's the host.
Yeah, that's the host.
Shout out
Dead
to
ass.
Roll, man.
Nah, he dead ass. You know what I mean?
He's the party promoter at that club, bro.
Facts. He the nigga handing you the flyer on the train and shit.
Yo.
You know what I mean? Remember them days?
The golden
Shout out to Jeff.
He the
But
MC.
you know what I mean?
5
7
days,
days,
5
7
nights.
nights.
You heard?
7 days, 7 nights.
Special guest. No.
Special guest
You
Low.
know.
Fresh off the Apple Podcast stage, right in Club Paradise. But
Hey, man.
you know, I think this exercise we'll call a battle told me that we definitely need to, I don't know if I agree with Mace, but we need to definitely reset the margins as far as culture. Because it's like, I know we're the unks, and I think we have more of a say. There's people older than us who can tell us exactly what the culture is.
Right.
I feel like we're all in a position now to have a large say in what the culture is, because to Mace's point, when we were all younger, we were living it. We didn't know what it was, but we lived it. You know what I'm saying? When I was going to school, living in Brownsville and going to PS 183 and just being around people and talking the way we talk, leave school, go to my aunt crib, watch Bobby Simmons, flavor videos,
Culture.
you know what I'm saying? Video music box, being attracted to New Jack Swing, just that type of vibe. Just like trying to do the Running Man, shit like that. Getting geeked, I always tell y'all niggas how hype I was seeing the How About Some Hardcore video by MOP, because it was like, I take the same train every day. Get on that Rutland Road, take the train one stop to Saratoga to go to school. You know what I mean? Because you can't walk it. It's one stop, but it's a deep ass walk. You know what I mean? So like shit like that, like yo, this is what it is. You know, triple fat goose jacket, putting on your boots a certain way, having your J's, wearing your uptowns, understanding that if you wear the uptowns with the straps, you know what I mean?
Man.
If you wear the lows, if you wear the all black,
Wait. Don't do that. Don't do that.
The sheets.
Because I got a couple years on you. The
sheets
the
were
joints, the joints with the straps, the highs
sheets.
with the straps.
Not the highs, the mids.
Oh, the mids.
The mids had like a 2-year window.
All right. You got it. Hold on, I was in that window.
Yeah, we was
95,
all in the window.
95, 96 was the window.
We was all but once we all
after that,
our sneaker taste got more refined, we realized that the lows is where you need to be.
Right.
Before you niggas was talking
Y'all
about
talking
black
that shit.
uptowns on the internet, we knew what the black uptowns meant. Like you never found a fly nigga in all black low
Never.
ups or mid ups. We knew it was bullshit.
You knew it was on go.
Shit was
Demon
crusty.
time.
You know what I'm saying? So I say all that to say that we lived in it.
Yeah.
We embodied it. We understood what certain neighborhoods meant. Like Like hip hop in Brownsville probably wasn't the same as hip hop in Flatbush as a Brooklyn head. Like it was the same but different. I can't really put it into words, but the energy was a little different. You're from different neighborhoods. We like some of the same shit, but it felt a little different. And I feel like when we talk about culture, it's like the people go on the internet and they try to weaponize it to say that this guy, like R. Drake, he's corny and he's not this and he's not that. Are y'all of that? Or what exactly is this culture that you speak of? You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean by that?
Okay, I maybe I see what y'all saying.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
so you think that like the people screaming culture ain't even culture themselves. They're just they're just adopting a word.
That's
they're just
my
adopting
point.
Right.
Because culture is the word.
Right,
of
like the
era.
shit when I was 8, 9 years old in the early 90s, that shit, the person that's on the internet screaming culture, I don't think he's screaming that shit. I could be wrong, but that's not it. So being like the allure of the nigga rocking the baggy this with the fatigues on, Method Man with one eye, shit like, you know what I mean, like shit like that. Like they really, them niggas was already on, and they're older than me, so they was really in the early stages of it. They were building the infrastructure of it. Like we always talked about in the early stages of this podcast, how the shiny suit era kind of like changed what that was. Yeah. And I think in a lot of ways, and not specifically that 1 year window. What we're talking about is the impact of Bad Boy. I think people like to be so specific that when we say the shiny suit era, we're talking about Bad Boy overall.
Right.
Not the period in particular where they wore shiny suit specifically, but the entirety of the Bad Boy era.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it led to. Diddy was always about the glitz and the gloss, whether they were wearing shiny suits or not. Right? To me, we're still feeling the impact of the shiny suit or the Bad Boy era. Because that was, to me, the sharpest divergence from the culture. Even when Death Row was dominating, gang culture was prevalent, but it was hip-hop at its core. It was raw. It was still hard beats, hard raps. Then we got over to Bad Boy, and it was like, yeah, Big did his thing. Big is like the outlier in it. Even he dabbled. But the rest of them Bad Boy niggas, Diddy specifically, you know what I'm saying? It was a little different.
Look, and that year 97 when shit like really, there was that real fork in the road. I just seen RZA, a couple of clips of RZA, a recent RZA interview where he gets into detail about like how Wu-Tang was blackballed from the radio stations because of, Ghostface kind of wilding out on stage, you know what I mean? And the ramifications of that. And he was saying that like, if that hadn't happened, Wu-Tang Forever might have went like possibly like 10 million diamond, just like any other double rap album. Yeah. But you know what I mean? It only sold 4 mil. That's like for a double album, that's 2 million sold.
And that was when the New York market was the dominant market in music.
Right.
So it's like if you get your legs cut off in that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. And so like that was the year that, Puff and them took off. So
and
boom. So it's like when I look at that situation, I got you, Mace. When I look at that situation and then I see like Kendrick says, I'm what the culture feeling. And it's like, all right.
Which culture?
Just for the sake of clarity, if we're going to weaponize this word against Aubrey, what do you mean by culture? We need to, I think right now, at least the Rap Roundtable needs to like kind of identify what Kendrick is talking about. Because I know my experience, Kendrick's closer to my age. Maybe he had the same experience I had. Maybe that's what he's talking about. But the audience, some white dude saying I'm what the culture feeling, some other white Drake fan, are you in that? You 26? What culture is that? Because when you was a kid, the South was running it, right? So the culture that I grew up on and the shit that Kenny grew up on can't be the shit you grew up on because you got about 10, 11 years behind us, 15 in some cases. So it's like, what do you mean by culture? If we're going to weaponize the word and then we're going to make people feel away, and granted, the people who feel away, I couldn't give a fuck about because they think the culture is just racist and angry blacks. Fuck them and they racist rhetoric. But if it's hip hop, then we need to specify what's going on.
So do you want him to define culture? Like, do you want him to like, I don't know,
like
create a dictionary for
not
like
there go sin.
I'm just saying I'm just saying because like look, from my perspective as a Kendrick fan, as somebody that's I
want to be clear, I'm not attacking Kendrick.
No, I understand. I understand.
Nah.
But listening through his discography, when he says something like I'm what the culture's feeling and they're not like us, the context around that from the rest of the discography.
Okay.
If you're new to Kendrick, you know what I mean? You might be, listen, Very literally, you might be a Catholic priest adopting Not Like Us for a viral meme video.
So hold on. So let me,
because that happened.
So let me ask you this, Sin.
Yeah, it did.
For the sake of clarity, as the Kendrick fan at this table, right? Is Kendrick, the shit he's speaking of, closer to what we're talking about as culture?
I think it's somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
And I think when you listen to the Hard Part 5, I think that's kind of what he's trying to get at, is like how murky this word culture is. How, you know, so many positive things, but also so many negative things could be attributed to the culture and can be called culture.
Okay.
So what does culture really mean? Like, I think in a lot of ways, again, through his discography, he's talked about, you know, the dichotomy of the word culture and the sense of culture and the positives and negatives of it, and, you know, sort of talking about both sides of it.
Okay.
You know,
I see that perspective, because I want to say that I'm pro culture, but I just want to make sure that if we're gonna be on the internet weaponizing this word, do you know what you're talking about?
Right.
That's what, you know what I mean? I can see what Sin is saying. And again, it's like, I feel like I hate to play the ageism card, but I do believe that guys like even Drake, and that's why I think I get so mad at Drake, because Drake also knows better. Like Drake 37, 38 himself, Cole pushing 40 himself. That's why we'll talk about Cole a little bit later, but that's why we get so hard on those guys, Pause in particular, because it's like, y'all not 21, 25, came up in a different time. You know what I'm saying? Y'all grew up with same way we all grew up.
Yep.
Y'all watched the same rap shows we all watched. Y'all listen to the interviews. Y'all read magazines. Y'all know what the rules of engagement are. You know what I mean? So like, when it comes to Drake, and that's why it's like, a part of me is like, you know, like you playing a dangerous game when he says like rap is corny now and shit like that, and then the Drake fans don't understand why niggas get mad. It's because Drake is not a child, bro. When Drake loses and gets beat the way he got beat, then you go on to some streamer who's not even really cloth or hip hop, and you allowing Aiden Ross say shit about rap. It's like, bro, but you that salty about losing that you'd blow this whole shit up, or try to at the very least? You know what I'm saying? And then you allow your fans to be bigots because they resent the idea of culture. That shit is where I get lost. Like, I hear what Mace is saying, but it's like, nah, we can't have that. Because at the end of the day, like, our favorite rappers, all of our favorite rappers was birthed in that same shit that we're talking about.
Yes.
And they knew the rules. And it's like, I'm not okay with fan bases screaming like, I'm tired of hearing about culture. Well, guess what, champ? When you press play on your phone, on Spotify or Apple Music or on YouTube, and you're listening to rap, it's because of the culture.
That's someone's culture.
It came from the culture. Like, it wasn't like it was rap music and then hip hop. Hip hop came first, then rap.
yeah.
So it's like, how you mad at this nigga trying to like reset the margins? This nigga being Kendrick, that is. Like, how you so mad about that? Why are you so mad at this word being weaponized against you? Are you culture? Do you just like the music? Which one is it?
And the thing is, with Drake, at one point, I think that he was also like trying to represent for the culture, even though, you know, Canadian, you know, not really growing up necessarily in said culture, but he wanted to be, but he respected it. And that's the thing. Like, he respected the culture to the point where like he wanted to rep for it. Like, he had a song with Elzhi and Fonte. You know what I mean? He had that bar where he said, I'm gonna spend another 10,000 for Dilla. You know what I mean? I came up in the underground though, so I'm gonna spend another 10,000 for Dilla. So like, he was very aware of what culture is.
Exactly.
But to your point, and you say this all the time, culture didn't really adopt him. Like, the culture, like the heads, they didn't really, they didn't, you know what I mean?
Very reluctant.
Very, you know,
touch
arm's length.
Yeah.
So is this a culture war we having with Aubrey? Is that what it is?
It's definitely a part
I think
of it.
I think he set it off. You know what I mean? I think it's gotten to the point that is multiple wars going on now, and that was you know, my larger point was because when you have people have co-opted that into whatever they want, right? Because I see. Listen, if we gonna talk about it, let's talk about it. You know what I mean?
Shit, that's what we do, nigga.
I see people, you know, when they want to get, you know, what's the word you say when you don't when the other coaches come and they don't want the other cultures to come anymore.
Gatekeep?
Not gatekeep, but almost like I see people using it in a way that I'm trying to censor myself here, but fuck it, guys. You do the editing after. I see people when they do the FBA shit, they co-opting this argument to take out other cultures. You know what I mean? It's developed away from a just Drake thing. I see people who are divisive trying to use culture to take away whatever part of the culture that they don't want. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's gotten to that point. So that's what I mean when I say culture needs to be redefined, because now people are just using it for their own arguments, their own agendas. We
need to excavate those people, because that's not what hip hop culture was about. Right. Well, let me circle back. To a degree, it was, because mostly black and some brown. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It was, from my understanding, it was a bit of a counterculture against the man.
Right.
Right.
Facts.
Right.
So to a specific degree, hip hop was a way for us to congregate without white people.
Yeah.
Talk about
Am I wrong in saying that? Chat, let me know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if the FBA is doing that, a part of its origin story was because they weren't supposed to be in it.
Hey.
So it's like, this is a catch-22 now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, but if you all right, so let me circle back. If you're pushing like certain rhetoric with race,
which I know y'all seen. You know what I mean? I know y'all seen it. And I don't think Kendrick is not that.
He's not. We're not putting that on Kendrick.
You know what I mean? At all. I see Kendrick everywhere across the diaspora. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a Kendrick argument at all. This is about the people who see Kendrick making a good argument and say, hey, I'm gonna put my bullshit argument on top of it to make it happen.
So let's make it a black and white thing. Let's take the FBA out the equation. Yeah. For me, hip hop is, if you're coming through here and you're some guy in Club Paradise and you're saying, I don't like ghetto shit, because I've heard this.
I've heard that.
I don't like ghetto shit, and y'all celebrate the ghetto and the hood and street niggas and all of that. That person saying that shit, and this is the true story.
Crazy.
If you're that person saying that shit, then I'm blocking you from hip hop. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because sad to say, part of hip hop culture is being in the trenches. It spawned from that. People who had less than, and they had the brotherhood, they had the music, they had the nightlife, they had everything. But they had to go back to rough neighborhoods.
And Drake fans should know that, because he don't make no songs with no other Drakes, right? He make it with the trenches, nigga.
Right.
I've had this argument with older. Let's say like,
talk to me, son.
Let's say like you're an older dude and you from the fucking Rakim, Word, G, Smooth, like that type of era. The LL, not the LLs, LL, fucking Big Daddy Kane, that type of shit. Yeah. Like they hear shit like Jay and probably would say like, yo, that's not real raps. Niggas talk about breaking down the community.
My pops had that convo with me.
I'm telling you. And then it's crazy because when you look down the lineage, we would say the little pill popping niggas ain't culture. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I get the every time that little era comes down, from the niggas from the 70s to the niggas from the 80s to the niggas from the 90s, they kind of look at the other niggas like, y'all niggas ain't really culture though. They always done that. The self-destruction, niggas look at the...
It's a lot of arguments.
They look at niggas crazy, who like for the hustler rappers. And then we look at the niggas crazy, that's the fucking, I pop pills, I smoke, I drink lean, I do crazy shit rappers, you know? So it's, everyone's looking at each other with a little bit of side eye. So it's like, what culture are we specifically talking about?
You know what? And that's the thing. I feel like there's that undertone of judgment. And it's like, the reality is, every iteration of this shit had things that niggas did that probably would be frowned upon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
But it's like, at the end of the day, if like, I'd rather, this is gonna sound so ignorant, but I'd rather you be of your, whatever your upbringing is, and represent us than try to be a crossover. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
If it like, because sometimes
I agree.
Because the thing is, in the 70s, whatever ghetto life was, I was born in the 80s. I don't know what that is. But if you was tagging up shit and doing certain shit, that's illegal, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Niggas in the streets in the 90s was doing illegal shit. It was still culture. It was still sanctioned. Yeah. But they was doing illegal shit. Same for the 2000s, the 2010s, so on and so forth. Are we gonna start like grading each other's crimes or negative acts? Because the thing is, on a literal a million badillion level, there was some illegalities in what we did as a culture. No?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
So like, oh, you pop pills, fuck you. But I tagged up this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, niggas look at it like your crimes are worse than my crimes. I sold drugs, nigga. You take them. That's the way niggas look
It's
at it.
still bad.
You know?
It's all bad, right?
Hold on, be clear. I'm not judging anybody. I'm just saying bad is bad in my opinion. Whether you sell it or you take it, it's still drugs.
Okay. I think this is kind of like split into two different conversations.
Okay.
Because like we could definitely have that conversation. That conversation would take like hours and hours, weeks. My conversation, my thing is, I guess the proximity to whiteness of somebody like Drake.
They
you know what I mean?
White, so you know.
Well, they think I'm white too. I do look and listen. I have proximity to whiteness, absolutely, as Puerto Rican. You know what I mean? But my thing in terms of like again, like going back to the Kendrick Drake thing, with Drake, it's like he'll rep for the culture or he'll cosplay. These are my words.
There we go.
He'll cosplay the culture when it suits him, but then he'll go on an interview and the way that he fucking code switches is insane. You know what I mean? To the point where like that's one of the things I love the most about when Kendrick called that out on Meet the Grams. When he was talking to Adonis, like never code switch. You know what I mean? Just be you. And that's when I'm thinking of like culture,
you gotta mention it. I gotta play devil's advocate.
How you sound that way, bro?
Niggas code switch.
First of all, Drake is half white, so is he code switching, or is he? To me, mixed people have a whole different like argument, and it's difficult to speak for them. Also, we all code switch.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
How you sound that word?
Well, listen. I literally just had this conversation yesterday with my old manager. He's no longer my manager, but like me and him still talk because like we see things very much the same way in the office space. Like at my office, at my day gig, the culture has changed dramatically. You know what I mean? Again, sorry, Walt, but it used to look a lot more like us, and now it looks a lot more like Walt. And
really,
yes, very much.
Because honestly,
what does Walt look like?
Ginobili.
Y'all will find out one day.
Yo, that's funny because not for nothing, part of the allure of working with y'all niggas, we was on the block at work. You know what I mean?
Listen.
We was on the block.
Absolutely.
Different eras, man.
You know what I mean? We would all go out to lunch and like we would be ourselves and talk about like the rest of the establishment. But now everybody, it looks like the rest of the establishment.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? And so I'm talking to my colleague.
That lets me know I don't need to visit.
It's because you up there in heaven.
There's
You
no
up
point.
there working in
Don't come
heaven.
back.
If you come down to where it's at, it's still
Listen,
a lot of culture.
and so me and him are talking, you know what I mean? And we get each other. We read between the lines and shit. And, I'm like, bro, I'm at the age where I do not want to bother with code switching ever again. Why am I doing this at 40 years old? You know what I mean?
That wasn't a censor.
the self-censor. But why am I
The Hot 97.
What do you mean by that?
Why am I bothering with this? Like, and that's the thing. Like, you come up in this culture, the American culture,
right,
and think that you have to play both sides all the time. And I'm at the point now where I'm like, motherfucker, I just want to be myself. And if you don't understand me the way that I talk, the way that I want to talk, then you're not meant to understand me. You know what I mean? True. And so, like, with somebody like Drake that goes back and forth, like, which one are you? Who are you? Who is the real you?
Hence, I'm with the culture. Because there's no question when it comes to Kendrick.
There's no question when it comes to the culture.
I ain't gonna lie, though. My last job interview, I told him I like John Lennon. You know what I'm saying? I code switched to the highest degree.
Sometimes
you know what I'm saying?
Bro.
Wow. Good thing they didn't ask me a song.
Really? What's your favorite song?
Crazy. All of them. The one, these are brilliant.
The one that Michael Jackson? The girl is mine. Was he on that?
Oh, shit.
His wife, Yoko.
That was Paul
Fantastic.
McCartney.
That was Paul,
You're
yeah.
fired.
See, you know? I fucked it up.
Say.
No job for
The
me.
girl is mine.
Oh my
Oh, he
God.
did do say. Too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
You know
two.
what I mean? Shit, there you go. I don't listen to the Beatles. I'm sorry. You know what I mean?
I could have got that job.
You want to hear some Buju Banton? Yeah, talk to me. You know what I mean?
Oh
You
shit.
want to hear some ABBA?
You
Talk
know
to
what
me.
I'm saying?
I never listened to the Beatles. No funny shit. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I know a few of the couple. I know the popular joints.
Yeah, okay.
But casually
I
listening
know
to
the
the
Beatles.
Beatles or
I'm a-
Beatles and
listen.
Jace.
My pops was a
You're a
Beatles.
producer though. You listen to everything.
I do listen to everything. I don't want to piss people off, so let's get off the
Nah,
Beatles.
fuck
'cause,
that.
He
The
about
rap round.
he
Yeah.
about to clap the Beatles? That's crazy.
A little overrated,
Oh,
a little bit, man, just a
damn.
little bit. Like
Wow.
I get
Jay-Z ain't think so.
I get the impact that they
Wow,
had
bro.
in their
That's
time,
crazy, bro.
stealing black culture. But
Damn.
From the Beatles till Drake, he been a contrarian for how many years now? man?
Forever.
But I mean, the Beatles that say tried to pretend to be culture, they were just some niggas from England.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Did
They
they
pretend-
but that's what it is.
They
Like,
pretended that Ringo was
Well-
playing them drums.
Oh shit!
wow.
Damn, man.
That they pretended.
Yeah.
We're offending sensibilities
Ringo
here.
slander.
That
I'm
wasn't
kinda-
Ringo, nigga. That was
This
not
is a whole
Ringo.
new layer.
Where's
to
Pete
the round
Best,
table.
nigga?
We're slandering
Bring
pop
back
bands
Pete
from the 60s
Best.
now.
You know?
Ringo Starr started a drummer. I was today years old.
Nah, but that brings up a great point because it's like a lot of this shit is done unconsciously. You know what I mean? You just happen to stumble. Like I don't think Drake set out to be the Drake he is now in 2025.
No,
I just
hell
think you know what I mean? Like I said, he came in, he was not only a fan of the culture and of hip hop, but like respected it. But
This nigga's a
he felt
Fonte
like,
stand, bro.
right.
Like,
but
come
he
on.
felt that it didn't respect him back, so he started, having some sort of what's the word? Not animosity, but like
Resentment.
resentment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To the point where like
But
this
that's
is
how
where
you
we
know
at
he's
with
not hip hop. Sorry, man. I'm sorry.
It's not the worst thing I've heard.
'Cause it's
the
like-
last 80 weeks.
In my experience with hip hop, when niggas don't respect you, you go about taking your respect, or you do things to get niggas to respect you. You don't go the opposite way and start saying "fuck these guys" because they don't like me. You go even harder.
Unless
What do you mean? Unless what?
unless you're not of the culture.
Because think about it. You're right.
Yeah.
I mean, that deserves a ding. You know what I mean? Think about how niggas used to talk about Hov before '98. Jay-Z was polarizing, right?
Mhm.
Everybody ain't love Jay.
That's true.
He ain't get all that respect. He was honestly like a side character in the New York history, like up until '97.
I remember
And this is a Jay-Z fan saying that.
specifically in high
Volume 2
school.
really made niggas change up.
when Reasonable Doubt dropped and specifically Ain't No was on the radio, I remember a classmate of mine said, I don't like this new Jay-Z. I like the old Jay-Z with original flavor.
Boom.
Shit.
You know what I mean? That was real hip hop. That was real rap. That was, you know what I mean? And now that he's on some flossy shit with the Versace, like they wasn't about that.
All niggas hated the flossy shit.
Yeah.
You know, in real again to go back to culture. That's why I was like, it's a lot of younger people can't have this conversation. Just talking about money wasn't even considered culture
Yeah.
Right.
when I was a kid. If you was a rapper talking that flossy shit, nigga, you was excommunicado, or there was a group of niggas that wore fatigues and Timbs who did not like that shit, bro.
With the
No
bamboo
funny.
You
sticks.
you actually, I wasn't able to articulate that when I was making my original point. That's part of what I'm saying as a part of like how we have Gen Alpha. I think as the culture expands, more things will be culture. Because just like you saying, at one point, drug dealing wasn't culture. They was like, look at these bums
Right.
selling drugs.
Nigga,
look at these
remember the after
bums
school special?
shooting guns.
Now look at these-
Gangbangers. Like, what the
Nigga,
fuck?
I ain't have cable, Mace.
You know what I'm
Sometimes
saying?
Oprah
Same shit,
wouldn't
bro.
come on. They would do the after school shit at 4 o'clock with not taking drugs and shit.
Dare.
Like
Right.
that. You know, dare. Yeah.
Right. So that's my thing. And I know, I don't attach it to the Drake shit. I'm not saying Drake is culture, guys. Please don't think that's what I'm saying. But I do think that the culture expand, you know, the definition of it will expand. Because even as we was speaking, right, at one time, you was right, Deanie, the drug user was not culture. But now it's future. You know what I'm saying? Like, as culture as it gets. You know what I'm saying? So I do think that the definition will expand
well-
as the younger generation defines what they think is culture.
2 things on that note. I think part of the culture, at least in its core infancy, was like people being products of their environment.
Mm-hmm.
And I think sometimes as the environment changes, so does the product of the environment change. So I think that like the users, sorry, not condoning it, but it is what it is. They need to be allowed some grace because times have changed. America has changed. This is not the same America from the 70s and early 80s. So why are we still holding certain aspects of the culture to the same rules of engagement if it's been 30, 40, 50 years?
For sure. I agree with that.
The next thing I wanted to say, and because we got to move on. This is a great conversation. We got to move on.
We can go forever on this.
I'm going to put it out there.
Talking it out.
That if Drake is out here saying certain things on platforms that his fans are saying certain things on platforms, the conversation we had a few episodes back about niggas not being hip hop, this is what we were talking about. Some people got mad at us saying that Drake fans aren't hip hop. But to that specific group of niggas that's being racist and some of them are black saying this shit. That's the wildest part.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? If y'all feel that way about certain aspects of hip hop culture, I can't condone you as hip hop. You just a fan of Drake. If y'all don't understand that, y'all don't want to understand that. That's how I see it.
We use Wu-Tang as an example last time.
Right, they the litmus test.
And the thing about Drake, and I won't even, because we've been talking for a minute. The thing about Drake is that he's almost a microcosm of the people that want to attach themselves to the culture. And I'm saying this as a fan. So OVO Embassy, don't get upset at me. I'm saying this as a fan. He's a microcosm of the people that want to attach themselves to the culture, because when he does stand next to super culture, it's never a positive thing, right? He don't stand next to the conscious guy. He don't stand next to the, the activists trying to get the slaves freed, right? He don't stand with that part of the culture. He stand next to the future, the 21. And I'm not insulting those guys, but we know what a positive and a negative portrayal of the culture may be.
He's in the low calorie neighborhood of the culture.
And that's why you see that from his fans. You know what I'm saying? So, he wants to attach himself to the culture, but often in the beginning, it was the positive, right? It was the Fonse's. It was the Pusha T's for his lyricism, not even for the drug use shit. You know what I mean? It was for Kanye, for the mastery. You know what I mean? Now, he just want to stand next to the hood dude, next to the street guy, next to the mob tie. You know what I mean? So even his understanding of the culture has kind of become a little bit weird as he spent time developing or progressing.
He's standing next to the easiest shit to access.
Right.
Because and hold on. Shit, I wanted to move on, but I'm so confused.
We cooking right now.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, if Drake would have stayed in his conscious bag, I don't think niggas would have fucked with him, bro.
If there was any conscious rapper that was gonna work, it would have been some light-skinned dude.
Like, why didn't the conscious niggas fuck with him how they were supposed to? Drake was the perfect, what's the difference? What is the difference? I'm sorry, Sam.
He could have been a Kanye-like figure.
Hold on, hear me out. What is the difference between conscious Drake and fucking Common, nigga? They both light-skinned.
I think
it would have worked for him.
Common has a better background to prove the culture.
I don't know,
because he had the singing shit always in his bag.
Drake,
I think
it's not the same.
I don't know.
Like
I think there's a couple
man.
things. I think it would have been too see-through with Drake. And the moment he came on the scene, there was something about him. And I remember having conversations actually with coworkers. Like, I had this coworker that said, people just hate Drake just to hate him. Like, they can't, there's no reason to it. Like, there's nothing to hate about him. They just hate him just to hate him. Like, there's no explanation to it. And I'm like, no, it's something. and I can't quite put my finger on it. Pause.
Safe.
But it's something there. It's a quality that rubs me the wrong way. Pause. Something that's missing. I don't know.
An intangible quality.
It's an intangible. You know what I mean? An intangible. And here's the thing: like, intangibles exist. They're like all of the Drake OVO fans, the Embassy. They're gonna be like, "Oh, you just making shit up because the numbers say this and the stats say that." You know what I mean? People have these same arguments and discussions in basketball and in sports. But intangibles are a real thing. Some things are not evident in stats and numbers. You know what I mean? And so with Drake, there was always something about him that was just like, nah, he's not quite centered in the culture.
All right, so boom. You reminded me about a certain aspect with the stats. I'm gonna get to that in a second. What's the difference between Kanye and Drake?
That's a very good question.
So the culture loved Ye.
I've been asking myself
Loved her.
more and
Loved
more
her. Past tense.
recently.
I'm glad y'all asked that and not me. That question would have been bad.
No, because I'm just like, because niggas niggas rejected Drake in real time, but in real time they accepted Ye. What was the difference?
Ye's black.
Yeah, and no, it's because
was it the Rockefeller thing?
I think it's the
not
rock,
just that, bro. When you stand in a room with and you're surrounded by like-minded niggas. If you surrounded with, if a nigga who's not like-minded is in the room, you feel it, bro. You get what I'm saying? Like Kanye, even though Kanye did the pink polos and the Louis Vuitton bag, Kanye felt like, yo, like I'm really of this. You get what I'm saying? He felt like a rapper. He felt determined. He felt like unstoppable. I never felt that from Drake though.
I'll say
Drake was nice.
I
won't even get into that. I won't even get into that.
Culture's not nice.
That's objectively. That's subjective.
He's nicer than
the rap round table.
But it's a couple things. One, Ye's black. Two, he surrounded himself. Well, okay,
soulful music,
like fully black.
Okay.
But no, that's good because I don't want to take Drake's blackness away from him. But like
today.
You know.
Cook,
but both
you niggas won.
I can't do what we do, man.
We're good at this.
You know what I mean? He grew up as fully black. There was no like, you know, two sides. Second, he talked about this on the Drink Champs interview. Whether it was organic or whether it was like a masterminded plan of his, one way or another, he surrounded himself with the best of the culture, both underground and overground and mainstream.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Mos Def, Talib Kweli, Common, The Rock, Jay-Z, Freeway, Beanie Siegel.
All cloth certified.
So like,
and he took that conscious route that we said that maybe Drake should have took. You know what I mean? The same nigga who was Jesus walked out standing next to dead Prez was bleaching assholes 10 years later. But
yo, what the fuck?
You right though. You right.
Today's day, I can't listen to that.
Because I feel like Kanye now is who Kanye was always, but he snuck his way into the game. He was like, well, I can't come in on some gangster
Are you
shit.
calling Ye a vulture?
What's the name of that last album?
Damn.
2 vultures actually he put out. He put 2 of them motherfuckers out. But yeah, Cookson. But I just was seeing the correlation.
Yeah, no, but he basically admitted to do.
He pretended to do that he did say that. Next thing, with all this culture talk surrounding Kendrick, right? There was a time before the biggest battle in 20 plus years, right? Where Kendrick was, sorry, Kendrick fans, he was number 2.
Yeah.
Mainstream wise. Maybe not amongst the heads, but mainstream wise, clear number 2. Drake, Kendrick, Cole. Big 3.
Yep.
Also, I'm sorry. The third point I was going to make.
Oh, there was another one? I'm sorry. My bad.
No. Kanye made better albums.
Oh, okay.
Classic albums.
I ain't gonna lie to you there.
Hands down.
Definitely better than
out the gate, 5 for 5.
5
you know
for 5,
clean.
boy.
Continue.
High level.
And when the Cole, because again, I'm a comment creeper. I might not talk as much to niggas, but I be in them comments reading what niggas is saying. I like to get the temperature. I got that from Mace. You know what I mean? Like to know what's going on out here. There was an argument that while Drake sold the most, Kendrick Lamar is number 1 because he had a higher density product. His product was better. He had the classics. He had the culture. But now all this culture talk is turned into sales talk. And I find that to be a little hypocritical. So like, what is it now? Is it culture? Is it mainstream? Is it sales? Like where we at? What are the rules of engagement going forward?
My guy. As long as it's my guy.
Okay.
Who gives a fuck?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
If a nigga got Grammys and I don't like them, fuck Grammys. If my nigga ain't got Grammys,
shitting on them Grammys. You know that. Right? Fuck the Grammys.
Now the Grammys ain't shit. You know what I'm saying?
Who's voting on that shit?
Now sales and Spotify users mean something now. Like, come on, bro. What are we doing here?
Thank you, Dini.
Speaking facts, dude.
So basically, everyone's full of shit.
Everyone, Niggas ain't give a fuck about the Grammys or Malcolm Moore won the shit.
Sin never posted no charts in the chat till Kenny saw the
No.
Yo, bro. Hold up. Sin, I know you about to cook. Sin, I know you about to cook. But I swear to God, I've thought that to myself. Like, I wish for the last 3 years I was posting Drake stats every day, bro. Because Sin is torturing me with these fucking Kendrick fucking records, bro. I wake up every morning to a Kendrick record in the fucking group chat. And I'm like, I was avoiding the Drake records.
We're in the K-Dot era. He happens to be a topic of conversation.
Billboard stats now we care about the
and
Billboard.
We have a podcast.
Yo, bro.
So I'm just throwing it in. I don't say anything.
Never
Kendrick got 4 out of 5
I
on
don't
a
say
Billboard.
anything about it. I have no commentary.
You be throwing the charts in the chat now.
But
sales don't matter
because we might want to talk about it.
We might, huh?
We might talk about it.
Okay.
I'll be like,
it's for scientific purposes.
I said the sharpshooter at 9 in the morning, bro.
We used to be like, we used to be like, how many records the niggas sold? Sin be like, yo, but they're idiots. Like,
niggas was idiots. A year ago today, before any diss drop, fuck the sale. Before Nas won a Grammy, fuck a Grammy.
Niggas is dumb.
Diddy nailed it.
Yo,
you know what?
Man.
But you know what? As fans, we all allowed to be full of shit.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
Come on.
No, he didn't.
All right.
I'm full of shit, y'all. I'm full of shit, man.
Yo, cook.
All right.
Here's my thing.
Okay.
When there's an artist that, for the most part,
Here you go.
puts the culture first
More qualifiers, yo.
and doesn't necessarily get the mainstream acclaim. Now, I'm not gonna say this about Kendrick specifically.
Sin used to hate the Super Bowl.
Remember
them days?
You heard?
Remember when Sin hated the Super Bowl?
Facts.
Super Bowl.
When Jay-Z got into that shit? The
Word.
greatest argument in the history of rap
Episode 7,
roundtables.
side A.
The GOAT episode of the rap roundtable.
It's a money grab. We argued for an hour and a half straight.
I was on your team, so we was
You know
cooking.
what I mean? They kicked my back in.
We was cooking, bro. At the square table, nigga.
I
kicked my
remember,
back in. I was alone,
I
nigga.
was at home agreeing with Sin,
shit.
like, cook 'em, Sin.
Facts.
All right,
Prokhorov?
but
blacking.
here's where I stand on this. You know what I mean? All right, so Kendrick comes in, Good Kid, Mad City, breakthrough. You know what I mean? Does To Pimp a Butterfly, not mainstream. Does Damn, more mainstream. Does Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, absolutely anti-mainstream. And now comes back with GNX. Now he's doing the... So, like, I respect the fact that, like, he doesn't feel like he always has to do some mainstream shit to make the impact. And that's why I respect what he does, because it even when he does some mainstream shit, it's some mainstream cultural, artistic shit.
Oh.
So I'm going to celebrate that. You know what I mean? Whereas Drake is just doing fucking One Dance and Tootsie Slide and shit like that.
We lamented industry plans, and then Redacted started getting popping, and here he goes celebrating that shit. I ain't gonna say no names, but you know what I mean?
Redacted,
because Redacted is doing highfalutin shit, they get a pass.
You don't want them to say you hate Redacted.
Facts.
No, we're here. Let's talk about it.
It's Redacted. Not tonight. We got it tonight.
All right.
Redacted for the night. Let the chat figure it
Now with
out.
Penelope in the chat, Sin. Okay?
You know what I mean?
Insiders.
Yo, we gotta move on. It was a great conversation.
Nah,
great A block.
The rap roundtable.
I done hit that drop mad times, you know what I mean?
Round table.
Great A block. That's how you format some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Guys.
Fire. You know what I mean?
So you have
We built to
synergy.
a crescendo. I know niggas in the beginning was like, what the fuck these niggas talking about? You know what I mean?
You know what, guys? We still friends.
Here you go.
Oh my God.
Still friends.
Still
Actual
here.
friends.
Still
Your
love you.
mate.
Yo.
Hey. Easy.
The rap
Listen.
round table.
Sin, you almost got me. You almost got me, Sin.
I will be.
You almost got me. You almost brought me to the ghetto, Sin.
Facts. Facts.
Sin,
But we
let's
gotta
go-
move on.
Sin, let's real quick.
In the big right. Of this episode that we kind of made fun of him a little bit,
Right.
but it needs to be said. You know, he dropped the record. You know, he's clouds. He's trying to roll out the project. People are getting very defensive. The fans in particular of him. So my question to the Rap Roundtable and to the chat: is J. Cole being unfairly picked on? Post Dreamville Gate, post battle, post everything. Deanie, I come to you with this one.
Maybe we should go to Walt first.
Was he shaking
He's
his
over
head?
there shaking.
Walt shaking his head.
Shaking his head like no.
That's the first take.
Walt got his Timbs on. He kicking his back in right now. You know what I mean?
Man.
Yes and no.
Okay.
That's the balance.
You gotta pick a side, nigga.
Nah, definitely warranted.
The way you be cooking Cole,
Nah,
I
but
expect you
see,
to cook this.
you
way,
know what's-
bro.
you know what's so
Kendrick
weird?
And 3 Stacks. Now you want to be a
what's so
mediator
weird?
here?
When you sent the block, I thought about it. I was like, damn, I've wore this sweater twice on this pod. This is my second time, and the last time I wore it, we was cooking Cole too, bro.
Yeah.
Ain't that a crazy thing?
Look at
Crazy.
God.
The pod gods
Look
were
at God.
spoken again. Yes and no. Yes, because you've built this premise, built this narrative, built this lore of being this untouchable rapper. Nobody can fuck with me. Line for line, nobody wants to smoke. Anybody can get it. The moment the challenge arises, you shrink on some like Rick Moranis type, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids type shit. Like
I was in the pool.
you know, bowl of Honey Nut Cheerios type shit. But like, that aside, the only reason I will defend him, we can't act like the nigga's still not nice though. That's why I would say it's unfair because niggas are saying Clouds is whack. This nigga's
Really?
yes, nigga.
It's not whack.
Niggas online saying it's mid, it ain't that. I'm like, no, it's the lyrical ability on there, exceptional. The rapping ability, exceptional. Like J. Cole's a top tier rapper. But when you go against certain aspects of the cloth, and yes, that is culture because J. Cole is around our age. He grew up.
Yeah.
Everything that meant everything to a rapper, he was there for.
I
The
was-
battle meant something. He was around for that.
I
The
was shocked when he turned 40.
nigga, the platinum
40?
album meant
40.
something.
Oh.
Nobody's young, bro.
Jared Jermaine.
Nobody's young, bro.
I had no idea. I was thinking 30. You know what I mean? Like
You try to give him a
Kendrick,
couple
Drake,
years of grace.
37.
He know better than the rest of these niggas.
Couple years. It's just that's
I know he was
the,
older than him.
That's I don't know, bro. In terms of hip hop, I just never seen that, and I feel like in some weird way that should be a little unforgivable. That is forever gonna be a stain.
He might really want to retire. 40. He might really
Oof.
want to
The
retire.
nigga nice. Like he is gonna be nice for a long time. It's just that shit just rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, bro. Like it felt like you spent 5 years to get to this spot, and when you got there, you shit the bed. It just I've never seen it like that. And I've never seen it from someone, not only never seen it, but never seen it from a nigga that's that nice. Like you actually are equipped to actually be able to go into those realms and actually smoke niggas. Like you really didn't have no fear. Number one. Number two, like you and Kendrick, if y'all as cool as y'all say, you could have took some nice pop jabs. Yeah, I peeped that.
Yeah, I mean,
You could have took some pop jabs.
I'm 40 years
Oh,
old, man.
shit.
Like,
like, yo, see,
it's-
good.
you know what I mean? Like, it happens. It happens,
I
bro.
could surf for my guy for a second. Like, yo, he good over here?
going on?
Yeah, man, that's like
on?
it's a little unfair because niggas are saying the nigga sucks. Like, and I know they don't mean that in terms of rapping ability. They just oh man, it's like a diamond and the luster is gone. You know, it was brilliant. It was shining in the light. And it's not saying that it's not a diamond no more. It's not saying it
shining
still
bright.
can't shine, but it needs some elbow grease on it or something now. It just feels tarnished. And I felt like the only way, and in my mind, I would maybe feel different is if like Kendrick brought him out at the Super Bowl. Because to me, it would have signified that if Kendrick is cool with everything, yo, how I look to be.
So Kendrick is a litmus test for everybody now?
Kind of, bro. Would you not felt a little more confident in the issue if he brought him out? Like, yo, it ain't no issue.
Why are you asking me?
I'm asking
my
it after
moral
the set.
compass.
If he brought Cole out, would you not have been like, okay?
PG
No.
Dean is
I would've-
crazy, bro.
No.
I'm just saying.
PG Dean?
I was like,
I might have looked at him as
I
more of a bitch.
I would look at him
What?
so sideways that my
Possibly.
retina would
I would have been like, if Kenny
if-
is that dude.
if
No,
Kenny-
you know
if
what?
Kenny
You know
brought
what?
him out to do
No,
one or
I'm
two
gonna take that
tracks,
back.
I would have felt like if
I'm
Kenny's
gonna
cool,
take that back. I'm gonna take that
gotta
back.
be cool.
Nah, I'm side-eyeing that nigga.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You coming out with Kenny?
That's crazy,
No,
bro.
you know what? Not so soon. That's my caveat.
Too
Is he
close?
Shane
Maybe
McMahon?
like a few years down the line.
Years?
The way it happened with Nas and Jay, you know what I
It's
mean?
different.
But that's this.
Years down the line.
Nigga, Ethan takeover
Nigga,
happened
I mean,
01, 02-ish. You know what I'm
There was
saying?
condoms-
And also not
There was
Nas the one
condoms
that
and
won.
baby seats
Condoms
in
on a
those
baby seat
in that
beat your joint,
relationship.
that's a little different in realm.
But all right,
This is
But
just
it-
a
it
and
took
also
3
Nas
years.
won that one. So
Well,
like,
I declare what happened 05, right?
shit,
05, yeah.
yeah.
That was 3 years.
That's comparing condoms in a baby,
Baby
seat
seat
to fucking ain't drop a hot verse in 30 months or
Come
something.
on, bro.
Like,
It's not
come
the
on.
same.
No,
You
I
gotta work that
get
out.
it.
Let's argue for a second.
Let's cook.
It's called.
What's worse? Condoms in their baby seat or dropping a diss and then apologizing in front of 52,000 of your fans
Of your own fans.
at Dreamville Fest?
No,
Not Kendrick
Apologize.
Fest.
They didn't come for
Not
anybody else.
TDE Fest.
Right.
listen,
Your
Con-
fest.
Basically saying beefing my baby moms or saying I'm
Condom-
sorry.
Your baby, nah. But hold on. Your baby moms that everybody knows are Trish.
Right. Everybody.
Oof.
Everybody.
Sorry,
My
Carmen.
apologies.
No offense.
Not that it's
You mean no harm.
Even Allen Iverson knew.
Mad niggas clap, bro.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, it just.
Slide.
Go ahead, Sin. I'm lost.
No, I think like it's just it's again talking culture. It's a matter of the rules of engagement in the culture. If condoms on the baby seat was deemed, I don't know, a technical foul after
was.
the fact, you know what I mean?
By his moms.
Right.
Yeah. And so, you know what I mean? So he did it, he said it, and then it was like after the fact, flag on the play. You know what I mean? But the apology is like, oh nah, you don't understand the rules of this at all whatsoever. It's like a fundamental misunderstanding of the rules.
But there's no way that.
And before the comments go crazy, Jay apologized too, but
He
not
did.
not
He didn't
but
apologize to Nas.
He didn't say I don't want to battle
He
anymore.
didn't.
Right.
He never
He
apologized.
apologized
to Nas.
to the woman involved in this
Yeah.
There you
situation.
go.
He never fell back.
Nas fans dragged that for years.
Because
He
you know in the
apologized to
comments they
Nas.
all about to say right now, but Jay-Z, no. Jay-Z was still cooking this nigga on a blueprint too.
Facts.
All right?
Yeah.
Not leaving his
I mean-
chin open.
Cooking is a stretch.
Jabs.
Hey, I'm from Brooklyn.
He threw some haymakers.
Yeah.
I'm from Brooklyn. That's a cook.
You right.
Slight sizzle.
Matter of fact, I'm
Yeah.
putting my cape on. He was cooking. Cape back on.
Come
nigga.
on, man.
No.
Let's get it.
Sin.
Light grill.
Polite.
Toast.
Listen, man.
Little
Little hibachi.
You know what I mean?
It was harder bars on Don't You Know than people talking, actually.
Yeah, it was.
Don't You Know he was really trying to punch Nas' head off. It didn't quite work out.
Yeah.
But he was trying.
Yeah.
On that one.
All I know is Blueprint 2. Jungle got the ASAP Rocky Family Matters treatment on that one. All right?
He's a
Gotta
god
thank
in
my
the
little
middle.
Garden
homie
to me.
Nas for that, though.
Yikes.
Sheesh.
I digress. But yeah, let's get back on topic.
Yeah, let's cook.
So
Jungle
so
say
D-
fuck me for.
Right, no, he knew why. Dini says he's somewhere in the middle. Mesito, are we unfairly picking on J. Cole or not?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
No is absolutely
Free
fair.
smoke.
Completely within the margins of fairness, okay? Listen, man. Cole, man the fuck up, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Cole fans, Dreamville fans, team Dreamville, pull up your big boy pants. These are the results. You know what I mean? These are the breaks. You know what I mean? Shouts to Curtis Blow. You know what I mean? I've seen every single
Facts.
all-time great be driven through the mud. Tupac ain't a lyricist. Biggie don't have no range. Jay-Z talk about the same thing. Nas can't pick beats. You know what I mean? Eminem is white. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen everybody get driven through the mud for every single fucking thing there could be. So we have an absolutely legitimate reason that somebody should be
crazy.
Cooked, disrespected, have your Yankee stripes, you know what I mean? He's not Derek Jeter, he's Jason Giambi, my nigga. No stripes, nigga. You don't respect it. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, Cole, you was the nigga, bro. You was their top lyricist in the game. You were a nigga who on a mainstream level could do whatever he wants, sold out tours. You know what I mean? You would Drake one day and you would Daylight the next day. Like, you had you know what I mean? Every box that Kenny is checking off right now, you had that, bro. You went left, my nigga. This is what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, you did it for your peace, which I respect. You know what I mean? You did it because you ain't want them problems. You know what I mean? Maybe you feel like it's a zero-sum game where, you know, whatever you saying to yourself, even though Macito is running me through the mud, at least I'm not Drake. You know what I mean? You might be saying that to yourself. You know what I mean? If that's the case, then more power to you. But no, absolutely not. You're gonna get judged for this, bro. This is unprecedented shit in hip hop, bro. You know what I mean? Even, you know what I mean? Niggas who didn't respond. You know what I mean? Biggie didn't respond, right? Like, and niggas respect Biggie to this day because they say he was trying to keep it positive. But you dissed.
Big responded. We not dragging that in 2025.
He subliminally.
He threw them
he
darts.
subliminally. You know what I mean? But he ain't fucking put out a whole diss record and say, yo, Puff, take that off the new presses on the next, you know what I mean? When you send that to you know, Nobody Beats the Wiz next month. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just you have to get cooked for it because it's something that's never happened. You know what I mean? It's just it is what it is. Yeah. You know what I mean? When you accomplish positive things that nobody accomplishes, you get, you know what I mean, complimented to the highest of the highs. So if you're gonna do something like this, you're gonna get shitted on, bro. It is what it is. You know what I mean? So I feel no sympathy because I still feel like he's a top tier lyricist. I still compliment him. Every time he drop a track, we all compliment him. You know what I mean? The entirety of hip hop compliments him. But yeah, we always gonna bring this shit up, bro. This is a black mark like a motherfucker, you know? So it is what it is.
Sincere.
Yeah, concur 100% with what my brother said, especially Mace. Unprecedented is the word for it. You know what I mean? And I don't mean apologizing is unprecedented. I mean apologizing so immediately. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like what? 48 hours late? Not even 48 hours after release. Like, you know, we've had over the years, we've had, you know, artists, rappers, you know, think better of it or have somebody reach out to them and say, hey, maybe you went too far. Word to Jay's moms, you know what I mean? You know, but some time had to have passed. Maybe the closest thing might be, you know, the Jay and Nas thing. But still some time had to have passed. And there was like a third party involved who was, you know, it was his mom's, you know what I mean? And so his mom told him, yo, you went too far. I bet I went too far.
That's mom's.
You know what I mean? But for him to, on his own accord, 48 hours later, say, you know what, it's and that's the other thing, it's not in my heart. Basically, like, you know what I mean? I'm too peaceful for this. I need to keep my own peace. Like, that's my brother. Like, that whole thing, it's just, wow. It is very much unprecedented. You know what I mean? And he's just gonna have to, you know what I mean, live with that mark on him. You know what I mean? He's gonna have to write out this letter. Maybe at some point,
Scarlet Letter. Yeah,
maybe at some point the culture will move on and we'll forget. You know what I mean? The fall off, if that shit is a classic, that would, you know, make great strides into us forgetting your transgressions. But like, again, it shows a fundamental, like, because nobody pushed back against it. You know what I mean? Nobody told him, yo, you shouldn't have done that. He told himself, oh man, I shouldn't have done that. Like, it's just, you know, at some point maybe we'll forget, but for the time being, you're just gonna have to write out this slander, bro. Just write it out. Take it on the chin.
Like a
man. Yo, what?
That's crazy. How does Jay
like he asked?
Wait. Taking it on the chin now is gonna be bad?
Like a man?
Take it on the chin like that.
Isn't that what he requested, though?
What?
Right? Didn't he say I got my chin open for you, bro?
Yeah, take your best shot.
Oh, he did say that.
That's what he asked for.
Why did you read?
Lord
See, you
Jamar.
mentioned the fall off could be a class. I'm like, at this point, people are not respecting any like jab bars though. Like, what is J. Cole without the jab bars?
That's a good question.
Introspection,
Premature
getting
ejaculation.
your hair locked up,
You know what I mean?
twisted up. Damn.
Cause I ain't never
Damn,
did
you
this
sweater.
Before.
Yeah,
Hey,
what was that song
Kevin
called?
Hart
my
bars.
first time or something.
Oh,
What was that song
shit.
called? I forgot.
I forgot. I just tell
It's a
you.
hit record, by
You know
the way.
what I
I
mean?
can have some
It is a
respect.
hit record.
Hey,
I know somebody who can let us know.
here's what I gotta say.
Cook.
I believe he's being unfairly picked on.
Hmm.
Here's why.
Hmm.
Everything. All right, fine. You know what I mean?
Poo-poo,
That's how y'all feel. That's how y'all feel. You know what I mean? I'll take your booze. I'll take your bullets. You know what I mean?
Pop out.
It's doing a job, man.
Feel me, man. But here's what I'll say. I stand firm on everything I've said. 52,000 of his people, the apology heard around the world, letting the culture down, letting the shoguns down. None of that changes.
Letting Nas down.
Letting Nas down.
Damn
How
it,
could I
man.
forget?
Damn it, man.
But what I will say is, it's starting to feel like niggas is trying to cyberbully J. Cole.
Talk about it.
That's all I'm saying. We've kicked this back in. And that moment will live in infamy. And granted, for the sake of duality, something that a lot of y'all on the internet struggle with, I do get annoyed when he tries to Dwight all the bars. You know what I'm saying? Because you had your chance. I'm never going to forgive him for having the opportunity to have the squabble of a lifetime. Because the thing is about it, he could have been the last man standing. Drake and Kendrick could have had their battle, and then him and Kendrick could have had their side battle. He could have fucked around and won at the goal line. You know what I'm saying? Just by happenstance, and been number one at the end of this shit. I got you, Sid. You know what I'm saying? But he fucking took himself out of the argument. But at the same time, it's like some of the critiques have been just like, yo. And some people will say that we're guilty of it. I'll disagree with them and say everything we've said about J. Cole from the moment this shit happened has been 100% accurate. But it's just like some of these people are just like, yo, they're not even listening to the music. They just see new J. Cole music. Fuck this guy. Kick his back in. He's a sucker. He apologized. He ducked the fade.
It's a lot.
He's pussy.
Luke King.
It's a lot.
You know what I'm saying?
Niggas don't even respect.
You know what I mean?
Bicycle kick, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like when we gonna stop picking on this?
Okay, Wayne.
Yo, that was a Wayne bar for like a year straight, nigga.
Yo.
Them little cake bars used to have us going, boy.
That's a fact.
Yeah. I'm back in high school, baby.
That niggas was going crazy over that.
So it's like,
Jaw's the best rapper alive.
come on, bro. So it's like, yo, y'all gonna keep picking on this nigga? Like, yo, at least listen to the raps. At least we say, yo, the bars is there.
Hey,
We
thank you.
always say the bars is there.
Yeah.
Niggas is kicking his back and not even listening to the music.
Crazy.
They cyberbullying this
Facts.
nigga, bro.
That's
What you
true.
was gonna say, bro?
No, I just remember the name of the song, and it's worse than I remember
Oh shit.
Wet Dreams.
The Bust a Nut early song, like, come on, bro.
Artistic direction, man.
This song is called Wet Dreams.
Like,
That's nasty work, bro.
So I feel like, yeah,
Yo,
he's
I
getting
got an
unfairly
idea
picked
for a
on
song, Jaw.
because niggas is fucking, they doing too much now. We acting like he whack now? He can't rap no more?
Well, some people thought he was always whack. You know what I mean? So it might be those people. But no,
Okay.
no.
Well,
Damn.
Because I mean,
Okay.
that was another point that I had that I forgot. But
Oh, you remember now?
not that he was whack, but that he was soft. He was always soft. You know what I mean?
He tried to fight Diddy. How soft could he be?
I mean, you see how it went.
He lost?
Yeah,
remember
they
how that-
say,
checked
you remember
out?
how
they
that
say he
story
got
went?
his ass whooped. But they say he jumped him though.
See, if you get hopped, it don't count, bro. If it's a fair one, it's a
You
different
fight
argument.
Diddy.
If niggas hop you, bro, then that's, you know what I mean?
Diddy
Yeah,
blows
that's
up
right.
cars, nigga. You scrapping
But-
with Diddy like you a real nigga, bro. Like, come on.
Oh shit.
Diabolical, bro.
Facts.
Kid
Nigga
Cudi
wearing
never get a
t-shirts
good
and
night's
sweats
sleep.
fighting with Puff
spray
Daddy.
some baby oil on the
You know
floor,
what I
you slip
mean?
and fall down.
Riding
Like
a bike,
all of a sudden,
nigga.
With the high top
everybody's on top
socks.
of him.
Kenny's in trouble.
Facts. He ain't throwing bottles from across the club. Feel me? He ain't get peed on.
This is true.
He tried to run a fade with Puff Daddy. The most diabolical nigga in rap.
Yo, he probably played GTA and only ride a bike in the whole game.
Oh my
Like,
God.
This is what I'm talking about.
Get the Willie points.
This is what I'm talking about. Cyberbullying.
Oh man, here we go again.
Niggas cyberbullying this nigga.
On the Grove Street
But
niggas.
look, nah, but like,
His whole map purple, nigga. He don't got no Grove, nigga. This nigga apologize.
Grave Street?
Yo,
Whole shit purple, nigga. The ballers got that shit.
Oh my God, bro.
Nigga gave it to the ballers. So you got with a rap. Yeah, ballers.
oh no, yo, my bad. I ain't mean to.
Whatever it ain't
somebody
purple is
find
yellow.
Big Smoke for this nigga.
Big
bro.
smoke.
It's not in my heart to
Follow the
take this spot.
train,
Big
CJ.
Smoke. Follow the train.
Come on, son. That's all he had to do, but
Oh no.
we gotta leave this nigga alone though.
Nah,
B. Let him
bro.
rap.
But my point was that like he's always been seen as kind of soft. You know what I mean? And then like this just it puts an exclamation point on it. You know what I mean?
I just feel like niggas is picking on Cole. They need to
Niggas
get
is
Cole
going
alone.
crazy. Niggas all going crazy.
Chat, is Cole being unfairly picked on? Let us know. Walt in the cut. Is Cole being picked on unfairly?
Oh shit. Walt.
So I'm on an
Walt
island
said
here.
he deserves it.
I'm by myself. I'm probably by myself in the chat too.
Nah, they kicking this back in.
Hey,
Leave Cole alone.
Nah, Cole World fans,
Coal
they
miners.
active, bro.
Shout out to Adri, bro.
Bro, them niggas
Word to Britney
active,
Spears.
B.
they
Shit.
slandered us.
They the most disrespectful niggas on the net too. You know,
Yeah.
they be
I
throwing
don't
the
mind,
insults
bro.
crazy. I don't gotta take that shit.
Twitter's
Word
a
to button,
dangerous place.
nigga. Moving on.
What's the word?
Do you need a balance? You know, we talked about our 2025 expectations after we reset. Now that the Super Bowl was done, we did like a 2025 early reset
Yes, sir.
because the year officially started post Super Bowl. And I was like, you know what? What about individually, the rap roundtable and the chat? What is a rapper producer combination we would like to hear from? You know what I mean? Like Denny's idea of like making like really specific albums with one producer, one rapper. If they want to collab with a few rappers and bring them in for features, of course. But like the Nas and Hit Boy model, so to speak. We got the Pete Rockin' and Common model. Let's get back to that, right?
Yeah.
So the Rap Roundtable is fantasy booking.
Yes,
We're gonna tell you who we like to hear get together and make an album. So, Deanie, again, we go to you first. This was your suggestion. It's
Yeah.
only right that you go first.
I had a couple, man, but I try to get the best of both worlds when I thought about it, and this might be a little far-fetched, but I landed with Ransom and Hit Boy.
That's interesting.
I feel like what Hit Boy did with Nas, like bringing back that impeccable sound, reinvigorating him, getting him back to that fire standing, and putting that fire under him. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is it was written? No, but it's incredible bodies of work, you know? And I feel like Ransom don't need that fire lit up under him. He's already on fire.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So if you add that with the beats that can take him to that higher level, pause, that sounds crazy when you say it straight up. But if you just,
I mean, it was safe because
it sounded a little crazy on the way I paused. But if you add the lyrical dexterity of a Ransom, the double on, triple on, quadruple entendre, just fuck, you know what I'm saying? That level of rapping, that storytelling, that world building, that just the whole narration of it all, and you add that with hip. Now, is he gonna give him like brunch on Sunday? No, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think Rand wants brunch on Sunday.
Exactly, but
Thun.
ran on a thun though.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Ran on a was it 30, 28 something, 30 summers?
Yeah.
Speechless. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. I see that. I
ran
see
on
that.
reminisce.
vision.
You know,
see
like shit can go crazy.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It's really the best level. Like the Sonics from Hit Boy with the rapping ability of Ransom, bro.
That sounds crazy.
Ran boy.
And we kind of had
Rand boy.
we got a little bit of a
Hit some?
glimpse when
Hit
Hit
some.
Boy did his
Hit
best
some.
Rockefeller cosplay with the Benny album.
Yo,
Still, to me, Benny's best work.
Crazy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Burden of Proof is my personal
and there's that
favorite.
joint on Cabrini Green with Rand used the Rockefeller cadence. I forgot the name of the joint, but yeah, I can see that. I can
Yeah.
see
All
that.
right.
There's
Sincere.
a couple, but we could discuss it after everybody gets their initial drink.
Yeah. I'm gonna go the other direction, the flip side of So you went with Hit Boy, a more sort of, overground mainstream producer with a more, with Ransom, a little more on the underground side. I'm gonna go with the opposite. Mainstream artist, mainstream rapper, more underground producer. Kendrick and Alchemist.
Wow.
They've already proven that they can make amazing songs together.
Niggas say they don't listen to Meet the Grams no more, so I don't know.
It's me. I'm niggas.
The song is amazing regardless whether motherfuckers listen to it or not. They can decide to not listen to it. The shit is still fire. They did Fear together on Damn. You know what I mean? On top of the fact that like that beat was also used on the Hard Part 4. With one of the best hearts in the whole Hard series.
Yeah.
We Cry Together. You know what I mean? That shit was fire. Meet the Grams. And then there's also there's for the real Kendrick heads, you know what I mean, the real fans, there's an unreleased song called Prayer that was also produced by Alchemist. You know what I mean? And so there's already proof in the pudding there. I think they could, if they knock out like a little EP, little 10-track joint, that shit, to me, go crazy.
Chef's kiss.
So right now we got Ran and Hit Boy for Dini, Alchemist and Kenny for Sincere. Mesito, talk to me.
Really quick. We've already confirmed that we coming back for a second pick, right? All right, good. Good, because I got to holler at you, Sin. My pick, I just, word of rap roundtable phrase of the day, kick your back in. I just kick this nigga's back in. You know what I mean? But let's get provocative, man. Cole and Kanye, bro.
Wow.
We need redemption for both. You know what I'm saying?
That's a tall order, bro.
I mean, the way Ye sound right now.
Way Ye sound right now. In my head, what I envision is the return to form that we saw with Common on B. You know what I mean? I imagine Cole and Kanye linking up. Cole is a producer himself, so he know, you know what I mean? It's not going to just be a dude, just coaching dude who don't know what he's doing. It's a collaborative effort. It's hip-hop. It's somebody who's an all-time great at this and a nigga who's all-time great at that. Y'all know when I say produced by Kanye, there's like 15 niggas, so I got a team of niggas in the studio. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, this would be like the easy dub right now. Kanye and Cole would create a uber classic. If they both got in the studio, they both talked about the year they had, the years they've had, and said, you know what? This music is our only salvation. They would cook up an easy classic.
Wait. It's not just Kanye and his MPC by himself?
Has it been that way?
We gotta ask Mike Dean.
And North in the room now too, you know what I mean?
She probably the ghost producer,
bro.
you know?
All right, so here's
I
my
believed
pick.
in Santa Claus.
You really did that. But for me, seeing this whole West Coast kind of take over, I don't want to call it a resurgence because they've been active out west.
Yeah.
Just niggas is now seeing what's been going on. We're seeing this West Coast take over. I'm gonna stay out west.
It's good.
Then he kind of stole my thunder a little bit, but only a little bit. If y'all think GNX is the ultimate West Coast project right now, the Sonics, you know what I mean, the aesthetic, the numerous cast of characters from different elements of the West Coast, I think that there's an artist-producer combination that could take that to an even higher level.
What's up?
I think if you get Hit Boy in his West Coast bag with Super Crip himself, Schoolboy Q, put them two dudes together and make some West Coast shit, I think that project will blow GNX out the water.
Ooh, he talking right now.
I hit anthems.
Hit
talking right
Pasadena,
Yeah,
Big Hoover Crip himself,
yeah, that could be crazy.
Schoolboy.
He's trying to
He
trigger me.
talking
It's not gonna
right
work.
now.
I'm not.
That's
I'm really not. But I just feel like
that would be crazy.
they like when because to me when Schoolboy getting his gangbanger bag and
Yeah.
he started talking about banging, talking about that street shit, and then we've seen what Hit Boy could do on the East Coast shit, and he's kind of ventured back west with the big hit projects.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of aesthetic alongside Schoolboy, I think they could cook something up.
That might
Immaculate.
go crazy.
I think that's the last Infinity Stone for Schoolboy to really just make a uber West Coast project.
I want to hear all y'all albums.
You know what I'm saying? But is there any like honorable
Q and
mentions?
Hit would be crazy.
I think it would go crazy.
That would be
bro.
crazy.
I got a couple honorable mentions, man.
Just reel them off. No explanation. Just reel them off real quick.
Stove and Conductor.
Okay.
Nas and Alchemist.
Yeah.
And Future and Southside. They never fail when they.
But would that be like going
they never did
a downgrade, like stepped on crack? Because once you get Future and Metro, do you want some Future and Southside?
I don't know, bro. Like Southside did a lot of shit on
True.
On
super duper quick. This shit already is proof by the last two they did. Kendrick and Mustard. That would be the new fucking Thriller. My nigga, that shit would be 10 number one singles back to back to back to back to back.
My last one, don't go crazy on me. But it was a switch up of what you picked. My shit would have been Drake and Kanye. The amount of emotion on that album.
Niggas be crying.
The amount of just straight stadium-esque sonics.
They would have made it to the end of the album before fighting. It'll be a fucking bloodbath in the studio.
Drake needs that Conductor album. He needs to redeem his,
We'll see.
So you got an honorable mention?
What's up,
I know Sin got it.
I like them pictures.
I mean, it also involved Kendrick.
Big surprise.
But,
wow.
Well, no, because like I was thinking, my original pick, because I had tweeted this some time ago, but this is just like wishful thinking. It's not gonna happen because J Dilla is no longer with us. But like, I also thought Kendrick, especially like To Pimp a Butterfly Kendrick over Dilla, would have been so immaculate.
No disrespect,
so
but like
crazy.
mad niggas
Kendrick
got albums with Dilla after.
Well,
Kendrick
exactly. So, which brings me to my other point, Boldy. Where's that Dilla? Boldy and Dilla. We were promised this.
Didn't he have a plastic bag full of Dilla beats?
Yo, where's that at? I want to see that happen.
All right.
Sometime soon.
My honorable mention, I'll keep it brief. Harry Fraud, Rome Streets.
Ooh. No, I'm a fraud stan.
I think it's time to take Rome out of that bizarre beat realm, bring him to the fraud verse. You know what I mean?
We got one more. Ransom and Sincere Beats.
There you go. There you go.
The best project out of all of them shits.
I think we need to delete that whole
affirmation
segment and just replay that over and over.
It is time for us to move on. I had a rant, but I'm going to save it. It's time for us to move on and get into my favorite segment, which is the mailbag. We got quite a few to choose from here. Starts a little negative, finishes on a positive note, because the chat in the comment section have said, fuck the negative comments, too crazy. Focus on the positive, and I'm going to listen to them niggas.
Salute.
You know what I mean?
Appreciate y'all.
Soul of the South, a person who never has anything good to say to us, but he offers some good commentary nevertheless. He says, Nas never said he was talking about the South on Hip Hop Is Dead. He was talking about New York. He said it on his podcast interview years ago. Sin, you say what?
Huh?
Yeah, no, I mean, he wasn't specific. He didn't talk specifically about anyone.
Right.
But I mean, you take the context around what was going on around at that time, and you know what I mean. The South took offense to it. Specifically, Jeezy took offense to it.
The timing of it.
That was
right.
Like,
No. I'm not knocking them for taking offense to it. I think they were correct to take offense to it. I think there was a lot of bullshit. You know what I mean? The ringtone music, the snap music coming out of the South. Jeezy felt the type of way, maybe because he felt that he wasn't, like a lyricist, like Nas and other New York.
Nas don't bust his gun, man.
So. You know what I mean? So, ultimately, I don't think Nas was specifically talking about the South, but there was a lot of bullshit going on in the South at that time that I feel definitely led to him feeling a type of way, the way he was feeling.
Some type of way. All right, so we got a couple of comments from the ladies. Dee Dee's going to be free. I'm going to read both of them. They're both long comments, but they're both kind of the same, so bear with me. Tiffany Rain official says, absolutely. I think stans ruin battles because they take it personally, which is weird because they didn't know these people. A lot of them aren't hip hop fans or the culture at all. They took the fun out of it, and Drake's lawsuit doesn't help, especially when rap lyrics are at the forefront of the debate again with what happened in Thug's trial. We can take that back to the 2 Live crew and them going to court for their lyrical content. But yeah, I feel all of the fun was taken out of it and Drake took it somewhere it didn't need to go. Led by motivation, a regular in our chat says, the stands have been crazy. The request to purchase several copies of Drake and P&D's drop. One fan purchased 40 copies, asking people to let the record play on loop all night. Going to Kenny fan pages just to be nasty. Crazy. I am sure it was, hold on. I was sure it was the same on the other side. I don't know because I don't follow any of these Drake stands. But it's too much. They lose their own identity on these stands, all these stars they will never break bread with. So basically, these 2 comments are saying that the stand or stand culture has ruined the energy surrounding the battle. What do you say?
Yeah, my type of time. Okay. You know, I said as much on the pod. You know, it did take away from a lot of the aspects. You know what I'm saying? It's better when, you know, everybody's at least being, even if you're being biased, at least there's some objectivity in your bias. I know that sounds crazy, but it still works that way. You know, like when you can at least identify certain aspects of positivity and negativity and the thing that's going on around you. So salute. I was 2 ladies.
Yeah.
Salute to you 2 ladies for recognizing what's going on. It really took the fun out of arguing with niggas, man, because like, that's my guy. You know, right. It was the my guy energy, you know? So salute to them. Salute indeed. Last negative comment. This one's from Macito.
That's good.
Not specifically for you, but you're going to be the guy on deck for this one.
Good. Shocked it's not for me. By
Ulysses Medina 8794 says, 9 minutes and I'm not fucking with these old backhanded compliment dudes. Oh, Kendrick could take a shit on their porch and still get on there and I guess we'd still get on their knees. Hope this shit doesn't pop up on my timeline. Can't fuck with clout chasers. Specifically that Santa Claus looking at us.
Wow. Kid, you gonna shoot your eye out.
See, man, I gotta get that Fat Joe.
It's the
beard dye, bro. I gotta do it.
These cold fans say the wildest shit.
Gold miners.
Oh shit.
Besito, your thoughts?
Man, listen, I'll speak on behalf of Santa and the rest of the brothers for this one. Listen. I don't know if you coming from like a sincere place, you know what I mean? Don't even ask me how. But listen,
my name is Santa now.
depending on literally when you
Santa
start
Beats.
Right.
I got a ring to it, bro.
Santa Beats is crazy.
I'm not even mad at that.
Depending
Santa
on where you
Beats,
coming from the pod, you might think we're biased. You know what I mean? Like I call this guy Kenny. You know what I mean? You think You think I'm complimenting this brother? You know what I mean? Like I ain't called him Dot yet, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? Like so, it's often, and you have to understand our perspective. Often, people come to our comment section with stand behavior, accusing us of being stands, and it gets confusing. You know what I mean? So it's like if you have some objectivity, then please bear with this. You know what I mean?
Facts.
There's one guy up here who's a Kenny stan, and he's objective. You know what I mean? As objective as he can be. You know what I mean? You know, so what do you want us to do? You know what I'm saying? Like we just said, you know what I mean? We ain't Kenny stands. We just trying to document shit the way it happened. And if you wanted Kenny to have, you know, maybe the greatest year in hip hop history, and for a hip hop platform not to be constantly complimenting him and speaking on the shit that he was accomplishing, then you should have went to one of the stand pods, because that's not what we do.
Nigga had a hell of a year, bro.
The year.
Shit.
Yeah, the like, fucking year.
What the fuck?
And then when we give, and this is the thing is, it's like, we said the song is good, universally. It's backhanded compliments. That's what I'm talking about, Ulysses, that lack of duality. He can both be a great rapper that dropped a great song while simultaneously being the guy who backed out of the biggest battle in 20 years.
You know?
What is the problem?
Both can be true.
Now we move on to the positive. We got a bunch of positives. I'm just going to reel them off.
Yeah.
Starting with Marique Este, 3385. Great breakdown. K. Dot, number 1. J. Cole, number 2. Because Kendrick Lamar artistic skills is by far better, and rapping MC spitting wise is close. But Cole probably a little better at the moment. And all time, but it's 50-50 rap skills, but pop is one long sentence, by the way. But hip hop rap artist is Kendrick Lamar without question. So that's the difference between them. Two beasts, mainstream rappers, hip hop rap artists, MCs, icons. Go salute. New Wave says best rap podcast hands down, and there's 5 likes on that. So niggas,
salute.
Once we got out of the weirdo verse and got into, you know what I mean, niggas jack us. That's what it's all about.
We fuck with y'all too.
Rafael Rodriguez, one of our longtime supporters.
Salute.
Making big moves. I'm glad to see how much this channel has grown over the years. Rafael, we love you, bro.
Yeah, that's
88 Spence. I see y'all not playing no games in 2025. That was the goal. 88 Spence.
88.
Salute.
Shouts to Double Barrel too. You showing love.
Fact. Richard Lee 4190 says, love what y'all doing for the game. Salute. Shot-Town Low End 1812, a person who's given us a hard time in the past, but he's been objective about giving us a hard time. You know what I mean? He's not a hater.
I respect
He just has a different point of view, and I can respect that. He says, good show yesterday. The East Coast and the West Coast is a touchy subject, so I understand how the West feels. On another note, keep up the good work. Shot-Town, we plan to. Last but not least, All Lloyd 876 says, yo, the comment about Twitter is so fucking true. Man, some of the shit I see on Twitter on my timeline has me wondering what the fuck do I do when I'm on here. Talking about how Twitter and New York City are intertwined and how crazy it can be from one post to the next. Shout out to all the positives out there. See, this is the most positives I put in Mailbag. I'm listening to you niggas. We're going to lean into the positive. You know what I mean? But now we are somewhere in New York City.
Gotta be negative.
The weather, the weather is turning.
Here we go.
But it's still cold-blooded in certain parts of New York City.
Yeah.
And if you're on the wrong type of time and you stumbled on Sincere's block, we need you too.
Get off my lawn.
Get off Sincere's lawn.
This one's going to be very quick and straight to the point. And I apologize to my brother in advance.
Oh, shit.
Uh-oh.
But it's time, man.
Oh, no.
Big Sean.
Whoa.
What?
Big Sean has got to get off the lawn, bro. It is absolutely time. And he didn't even do anything like outlandish. You know what I mean? It wasn't anything that was insulting to the culture or anything like that. He just ran through the gamut, man. Like he's ran out of steam, and he's just plain old making bad music.
Yeah.
It's just plain old bad music. You know what I mean? So it's not like I'm not looking at him like, you know, the same way I look at a Post Malone or like what's that guy's name?
Tommy Richmond.
Tommy Richmond. You know what I mean?
This is hurt you more than it hurts.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying like I appreciate Big Sean's contribution to music and to hip hop and the culture,
and the
especially the stint that he had with Good Music. You know what I mean? Mercy and all of that. But like at this point, that album that he put out, Better Me Than You.
Ass.
Man, was that a dud?
Why did he put that out in the middle of the biggest story ever?
Well, and the thing is,
what was he thinking, bro?
Well, he like the rollout was already happening. You know what I mean?
Hack that shit up.
I guess
the rollout was dead when he did Tiny Desk and then the battle took off. He could have just waited.
Yeah. I do appreciate that he was repping for Dilla a lot. All of a sudden now he wants to be like this Detroit cultural guy and you know what I mean, rap over Dilla beats and
now
Dilla
he got
merch.
Mixtapes and albums named Detroit. Don't do that.
No. I get that. But like not Dilla Detroit.
Okay,
you know what I mean? Not Slum Village Detroit. You know what I mean? Not Black Milk Detroit. You know what I mean?
Said he was that's
what he was trying to lean into.
D12 Detroit.
And I appreciated it for a second, but then he followed it up with like one of the most lackluster albums that I've heard in a really long time.
Detroit 2 a classic. I don't care what you say.
That's fine. That's fine. You can feel that way. I'm just talking about like the recent output.
Okay.
And then he put it out in the midst of like the biggest battle of all time, which he was not partaking in, so he clearly got drowned out.
Happened in the kitchen,
and he absolutely didn't want any parts of that. I understand that. And now he's back with
Are you suggesting he should have gotten that?
No
I wish
way.
somebody would have got
Okay.
into it.
The
No.
Crystals would have told
He
him not to do it, bro.
Yeah, he didn't
Maybe
want
it
no
would have
parts of
been
that.
86-14. Shit.
And now he's put out Head to the Sky Freestyle,
Mm-hmm.
which samples the classic song by Sounds of Blackness, Optimistic. You know what I mean? Head to the Sky. And man, when I tell you this shit is not it, bro. Like, word to Charlemagne when he was talking to what's his name?
Homie from the Get Out.
No,
Yeah.
Nicky's.
Oh,
Safari.
Safari.
He's talking to
He
Safari.
told more niggas his shit was whacked because I forgot
Yeah,
about Smart.
but-
That was a crazy
But when
breakdown when he cooked
Charlemagne was
Safari,
talking
though.
to Safari, and Safari
Shit is-
freestyle on the show, and he told him that to his face, nah,
That
that's
shit
not
ain't
it.
it.
That's
man.
not it.
That's not it. That's not it, bro. And Sean, this shit is not it. But like, I understand, like, you're on your positive vibes. There's a way to be on your positive vibes and still make good music. Word to Kendrick,
man.
word to Common. You know what I mean? Word to Mos Def. Word
Word
to
to
you
the
know what I mean?
Crystals.
But like, put the
Kendrick was
crystal.
making positive music.
Put the crystal.
The battle was positive.
I'm not talking about right now,
Oh,
but in the past.
oh, you right.
All right.
You right.
I'm just saying, like, maybe this, if the crystals and the chakras and all that is working for you in your personal life,
They're unaligned.
then that's great. If you're in
Yeah,
full alignment,
with a beautiful woman, getting
with-
great vagina.
yeah,
making
with
babies.
Janae Aiko, like Janae Aiko might be worse than everybody
relate.
for motherfuckers. I don't know.
Okay, let's not.
I'm
Let's
stepping
not.
out. I'm stepping out of this one.
Let's
I'm
I'm gonna slowly drink my drink.
I'm just
Right.
saying. Ever since Sean found Janae
You
Aiko,
dropped
like,
Detroit 2 with Janae Aiko.
okay, all right, sure.
You want to get
Maybe.
back with Ariana Grande, bro? That's the
Maybe,
show you want, bro.
Nah,
Maybe
he made the right
so
choice.
a little,
Grande
little
looking
more
crazy.
toxicity.
these days,
I don't know.
Wicked.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I don't wish toxicity on anybody.
Good
Again,
call,
if
Sean.
your life is positive.
When is this long gonna end?
Yo,
I'm just saying. Well, y'all keep interrupting me. So let me wrap it up.
All right.
Cuckoo.
If your life is in alignment and you found happiness and positivity, that's great. But for you, my brother, it's leading to terrible music. So on that note, just musically get off my lawn, because I'm not trying to hear no more of this bullshit at all.
Big Sean, you gotta get off the lawn.
Get off my lawn.
Sincere said it.
Tragic.
He said it. You know, but, you know,
sorry.
You still might.
Get
I'm
off
sorry.
my
But
lawn.
that freestyle was trash.
And he's the Sean guy. So
You know, this is episode 118.
Yes,
We
sir.
hope you enjoyed it. We had a blast recording it.
We
You
did.
know what I mean?
This was
Absolutely.
a
A
classic.
lot of Casamigos.
Yes.
A lot of culture
Early.
talk.
Yes.
A lot of real talk happened as well. Dini the Balance, take us home.
Yo, shout out to Walt the Great. You know the vibes on the boards, my guy. Salute to the chat, man. Y'all been fucking with us so crazy.
They some legends.
The likes, the subscriptions, the love, the comments, the engagement. We really love y'all, man. Y'all keep this shit going, flowing, and growing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Macito, man. The voice of the fucking culture, man. Legendary shit.
Appreciate it.
Sincere the Rap Snob. You hear the production. You know what the fuck is going on.
Super producer.
He makes beats.
Holla at me.
And for the right price, he make your shit tighter.
Word.
Jarvie, Luke ain't got shit on me,
That's a
nigga.
goat over there?
We
man?
running offense different over here, you heard?
Bye.
Jarv the
We
GOAT.
had Luka LeBron over here for a minute, just so you know. You know what I mean?
You heard?
Exceptional point guard shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm Dean the Balance of the Force, your mother's favorite nigga.
My
She
man.
said I'm handsome. And this is the Rap Roundtable, episode 118. You
Wait.
dig? We out of here.
Still, you
niggas won.
She told me I was handsome too.
We both handsome, I guess. then.
God damn.
Yo.
Anyway.
The most handsome pod, I guess. Fuck it. Shout out to y'all, man. Love, baby.
Yes, yes.
Catch y'all on the next one.
Hit that like button on the way out, you heard?
Yeah.